Welcome back to another episode of Dogs on the Couch, where everybody is allowed to have an opinion. Okay? It ain't about if you played the game. If you watched it, you're allowed to have an opinion too. Okay? Now, uh, we'll kick things off with we'll revisit. We was doing a little bit of revisiting before about our happenings last week. Some of the predictions that we gave and whatnot, and then how things ended up turning out. First, Chuck, what's your take on the Browns game? We had the Browns versus the Raiders this past Sunday. What was your take on what you saw?
Deshaun Watson get an A+ for his performance. Defense, again, D-. Give up too many yards, especially that first half. As far as Kevin Stefanski, again, F. He probably gonna get an F every week until he get rid of him. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it as far as on that, man.
Well, I mean, for the most part, I'm pretty much, I'm right there with you, Chuck. The only thing that I will say, um, as far as the defense, now I'm not going to absolve them. I'm not going to say that the defense is, there's nothing wrong with it or that it's fine. It don't need any tuning or anything like that. That I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is this: the way that like today's NFL style of play is set up, it's not set up for defenses. Like it's set up for the offenses to score points. A la you can't touch the quarterback in the head, can't the defensive receiver, etc. All that other type of stuff. All the rules that they put in kind of had the defenses at a disadvantage a lot of the time. Okay, that's why we don't really see defenses like the '85 Bears or the Steel Curtain, like the Purple People Leaders. Like we don't really see defenses like that too much anymore because you've handcuffed a lot of the defenders. So I say that to say this: what the defense did do is give the offense a chance to win the football game. That's what they did do, and it wasn't just once; it was a couple times where no, they didn't make stops the entire game. But when you needed a stop to get the ball back to your offense with a chance to win the game, defense showed up for you. And they did it twice at the end of the game. And then the very last drive that we had on offense, and again, this is where we in full agreement. Mr. Kevin Stefanski, for whatever reason, after the first drive, he can't manufacture points. His offense is who knows what it is. The first drive looks immaculate. Best drive you'll ever see. And then after that, holding penalties, illegal formation, illegal man downfield, illegal shift, stuff that, again, if these are small things, which I'm in agreement with, it falls on coaching. If you're not blocking, if you can't stay on sides, if you don't, you don't know that you're supposed to come to a complete stop before the ball is snapped. Like when you practicing, these are things that you should be instilling as the
Mm-hmm.
head coach. You should be seeing these things in practice. Hey, Amari, you didn't come to a complete stop right there. They're gonna call a flag. They're gonna in the game. It's a flag.
Mm-hmm.
So I need you to get to a complete stop, man, before we snap the ball. Drop passes yet again. Got to help out our quarterback, man. If we're gonna be critical of our $230 million quarterback, then you got to catch the ball when he's throwing it to you. It is what it is. If you don't want to catch the ball or you got something going on personally, because I like Amari Cooper, but I don't know, maybe the contract stuff or whatever might have ticked him off a little bit. Maybe it rubbed him the wrong way. But this past weekend, I thought he was playing for his old team. I thought he was playing for the Raiders the way he was dropping the ball. I'm like, bro, might have got a fan dude pick in or something. He seen Butterfingers out there. I ain't seen Butterfingers like that since Braylon Edwards. I'm gonna be real with you. Braylon was the last big time receiver I remember having. Just can't catch the ball. He just fumbling the ball every which way. Um, so I'm with you on all the rest of it though, man. It's just with the defense, man. I give them a tad bit of grace, just because when you need them to get that stop to give your offense a chance to win the game, they do come through. Like they come through. Myles Garrett had a big sack late in the game, stop their drive and give us the ball back. You gotta convert. You got to come through there, man.
We got Adidas on that part for sure.
So this week we got the Commanders. We got Jaden Daniels lighting the league on fire right now. My goodness, man. I'm gonna throw it to you first, man. What do you got the Browns winning or losing, and then give me a score prediction.
Actually, I was leaning more towards Washington all week, but something telling me we're gonna put together a perfect game.
Okay. Okay.
Cleveland Browns, we got to get over that 19-20 because we ain't scored over that in 4 games. We got the lowest points total in the first 4 games so far. Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns, 24. Washington 17. That's my
Okay.
prediction for the final game. For the final, Browns 24, Washington 17.
Okay.
Oh, just because I just feel like we gonna put together a complete game this week. We got to, man, because there's too many sad faces in that locker room. Man, I've been watching all week. We won in 3. They were looking good. This Kevin Stefanski's 5th year, and it's his first start at 1-3, and then they looking good for a lot of people down there. So
We
I'm
sure
so I'm
can.
thinking we're gonna hang our hats on that, and we'll see what happens this week. But that's my prediction.
All right. Let me see. Um, Again, unfortunately, don't have I don't have the Browns winning this game, man. Um, like I was saying a little earlier, I got us losing 2 out of the next 3. And I just got the update on each of the teams throughout the next 3 weeks. So I believe that the win is gonna come against the Bengals. I believe, in my opinion. The Browns
Okay.
always play the Bengals well. They
Yeah.
always play them well, period. And then dating back to when we had, man, I hate to even bring this up, but dating back to when we had Baker here, that was one team that no matter what, Baker always beat them. Like Baker Mayfield record against the Bengals when he was here, I think he only lost once, if I'm not mistaken. Like out of however many times
Mhm.
he played him, I think he only lost once. So Browns they tend to play well, you know what I'm saying, against the Bengals, but uh man, yeah, 2 out of 3, I got them losing. I do think, again, I'm gonna go with this. I do think it'll be closer. I think the final score will be decided by one score again. And the reason that I lean towards this is because, again, like last year, we had that little stretch where we hit 1, 4, maybe 5 games, something like that. And I'm talking like Chuck, we only won them games by like 3, 4 points. One game we won by 3, the other game we won by 2, the next game we won by 1. It's like we gotta hope that the defense can play pretty much lights out, shut out football, and that our 14 to 17 points will be enough. So I got us losing this joint, man. I'm gonna go. Uh, I'm gonna go 21 to 18. That's what I'm gonna go 21.
A
No,
field goal.
no, I'm gonna go 21-17. I'm gonna go 21-17. 21-17 Commanders. I do think that the the defense will do, a pretty decent job as far as dealing with Jaden Daniels. I do kind of feel like that'll be a thing. I think the defense will kind of get it together this week and show like some fire and all that other type of stuff. But ultimately, it's hard as a defense to overcome when you keep handing the ball to the offense and they refuse to put points on the board. After a while, as a defense, when you keep getting stops and giving the ball to your offense and they not scoring, after a while, the defense should be like, what's the point of me even stopping anybody? Because it's not like the offense is going to score no points. So why are we out here tackling people and hurting my body for what? When y'all about to go three and out.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, late third, fourth quarter, after you had 5 3 and outs in a row, hey man, I'm not tackling nobody else, bro. I'm trying to get paid, man. I ain't trying to hurt my shoulder. So, um, so we'll see. Again, I believe it's gonna be a absolute debacle on offense. Maybe we may end up getting a lineman or two back. I think they said one of the linemen had practiced today. But I still don't even think that's the solution to all the problems when you got a
Nah.
terrible man. That's that's just my take on it, man. So two of the other quote unquote like big games that we got coming up this week, we'll touch on them. The Bills and the Texans. I feel like that's gonna be a goodie.
Yeah.
Um, who who you got winning that one, and what would be your score prediction if you got one?
I got Houston, Texas on this one, man. I think they playing pretty good ball right now, and they both is 3-1, if I'm mistaken. But I'm gonna go
Let's
with the
see. Yeah,
Texans.
they both 3-1.
3-1, yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Texans on this one. That's gonna be a high scoring game too.
You know what? I think I'm
30,
with you, Chuck.
35-28, Houston on that because I think Diggs will have a great game. And I like CJ Stroud, what he been doing, bringing it to the table. And I like both coaches. Both of them got some hell of a coaches, man. But I'm gonna go with Houston and their coaching team and their staff on this game.
Yeah, I actually think I'm with you on that one, man. If I'm not mistaken, I think Houston lost this past week.
N-
Um,
n- No,
if they
Houston won. Only lost.
they didn't,
Yeah, they won. They lost. They won the game this week.
okay, maybe it was like a struggle. Maybe it was a struggle to get the win or something like that. Uh, or it might have been the week before that they
Yeah, I think
lost.
it was the week
But
before. Yeah.
um, this one I think they're gonna use as like a statement game, if you will. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, because I think the Texans is known right now as a good solid football team. But a lot of times I think they tend to get overlooked when you talk about the upper echelon teams. So when
Hmm.
they mention like Buffalo or Patrick, Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, the Eagles, even though the Eagles done kind of struggled a tad bit this year up until this point, they still mention
Yeah.
them, as like one of the upper echelon teams, if you they'll
Right.
throw Houston in there, but it's kind of like a sidebar when they do it. They don't put them out there immediately with the rest of those other teams that come
Yeah.
right to. your brain when you thinking of the best teams in the NFL. So I feel like they might be gearing up to try to make a statement, get you a statement win under your belt to say, nah, like you always talking about Kansas City and Buffalo. Nah, we here. And you need to be talking about us too, because we here. So I do got the Texans in that one. I think Stroud is gonna show out. You know, using this as an opportunity, competing against in the early runnings what would seem to be the MVP of the NFL so far. I believe Stroud will probably feel like he got a chance to make a statement, maybe even throw his name in the hat for early MVP if he go ahead and pull off this win and put up some pretty nice numbers going against a solid team like the Buffalo Bills. Far as the score, um, I do think it may end up being a tad higher scoring as well. Uh, I'll go 34-27. 34-27 Texans. That's what I do. I go 34-27 Texans. Now, let's go to our division because believe we got a divisional game this week. Let me make sure
Oh, you
because
was
it's
right about that. They did. They was 24-20 last week, so they won the game by
okay,
four
yeah,
points
okay. That's what it was. Then it was a struggle. It was a struggle week.
with
That's what it.
Jacksonville.
Okay, okay. That's what it was.
But
Yeah, struggle week.
the three games
But
they did win has all been close that I'm looking at them.
yeah, yeah, and that's why I say maybe you can use this as an opportunity to put a stamp on something to say, hey, nah, let us. We gonna let you know that we here to play with we the big dogs. We up
Yeah,
there with them. You know what I'm saying? We can play. We come to play. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We got we got a we got a Ravens Bengals matchup. That should be a goodie. Um,
Yeah,
Usually any AFC North game is a goodie, no matter what the schedules are. In my opinion, AFC North is the toughest division in football. That's just my personal opinion. Because you can lose to any one of those teams at any given time.
yeah.
Unfortunately, the Browns be at the bottom of it, but even still, hey, catch them on a good day, and their defense is rocking and rolling. Defense put a couple points up on the board. You never know. You could be holding that L. So with the Ravens and the Bengals, who you got winning, and what's your score prediction?
Like you said, that's a divisional game, man. That's gonna be a rough one, man. Ravens are 2-2, and they've been struggling. This last game, they definitely look good. They put a statement on the last game.
Yeah.
Uh, Bengals easily can be 3-1 instead of 1-3.
Yep.
They is in Cincinnati with that defense. I'm gonna go with the Ravens on that one. I'm gonna go with the Ravens on that one. 35-21. 35-21, because I feel like the Ravens gonna run all over them and run that ball down their throat. Them two corners on the end can't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah. Yeah, the boys
On
do be
that back
struggling.
end. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Derrick Henry and them having a great game as far as the running and all of that. And I like John Harbaugh way better than I like Zach. What's the name
Yeah.
of the coach over there?
Zach Taylor.
Zach
Yeah.
Taylor, correct. 'Cause Zach Taylor,
Yeah.
yeah. He pretty much like Kevin Stefanski in a way. It might be his twin brother.
And they do share some similarities. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
hold you. They do share some similarities, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I actually think I actually think I'm with you on that one too, man. I'm going with the Ravens. Um, Only thing is with the divisional games, and again, especially the AFC North. I do think it's going to be a lower scoring game, though.
Okay.
I'm going to go 17-10 Baltimore. I'm going to go 17-10 Baltimore. I think even with the even with the struggles that the that the Bengals have on the defensive side, and boy, do they have some struggles over there. Um, I think because it's a divisional game, they gonna step it up. They gonna bring, you know what I mean? Just because it's a divisional game, going up against the Ravens, and it's one of the teams that no matter what, we got to be geared up and ready to go. You got to put a hat on a hat.
Hmm.
Don't if you don't, you're gonna get blown off the ball. I'm talking about that somebody gonna put you on your backside, man, and it ain't gonna be pretty when they do it because that AFC North is smash mouth in your
Yeah.
face football. So I think they'll be geared up, to try to go toe to toe with them, which it'll give for a nice back and forth. I just think it'll be a lower scoring game. So I'm gonna go 17-10 uh Ravens on that one. 17-10 Ravens. Um and then last but not least, we'll close out what we have because a lot of times, the baseball get washed under, and I understand why. I mean, I get it. They made a couple changes to the game uh, that seemed like it was for the better, like with the pitch clock. You know what I'm saying? To shorten up the time of the games, as
Yeah,
well
correct. Yeah.
going into the extra innings, starting with a runner at second base already. So that
Hmm.
way, again, it can help condense the time, of the game and try to keep the viewer uh, tuned in, try to keep them
Hmm.
excited, uh,
Yeah.
keep the game moving, basically, because that's where we at with most sports nowadays. You want the action to keep rolling. You want the action to keep moving. I want to get to the next play. So
Hmm.
that being said, we got the Guardians um, in the postseason this year, competing in the ALDS, getting ready to take on the Detroit Tigers. We'll just do a prediction for the series, if you will. Um, Basically, who you got winning, and in how many games do you have them winning? ALDS, I believe
5
it's a
games.
5 game. Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
All right.
It's
I
a
was gonna say,
5 game.
because I know the first round they made it three. They made it 3 games now instead of the wild card used to be 1 game.
Yeah, wild card used to be 1 game. Now
Yeah,
it's 3 games.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
three
So
game
yeah,
wild card. Yeah.
in the ALDS for that in that 5 game series, who you got winning, and then as far as how many games.
Well, I definitely got the Guardians. I believe they pitcher won a Cy Young Award this year from Detroit, the Tigers. I believe he won a Golden Glove or Cy Young or something. He won one of their main pitchers. But
Mm-hmm.
I got the Guardians in 3. I think it'll be a sweep. We've been playing some really good ball. Right? We're one of the best teams right now. I really got to win in the World Series this year. I got us playing the Dodgers, and I think we might edge the Dodgers out because of the youth right now. They do have more experience than they did win one, what, 3 years ago?
I think that's about right. I think it
It was
was.
about three or
Yeah,
four
I think
years
it was
ago.
about three
So
years ago. Yeah, I
yeah,
think it was
but
about 3 years ago, something like that.
that Otani is a big difference over there too. It's gonna be a rough one, man. But I think we can pull it out because he headed to the season with a 50-50. Otani did. Or Ramirez headed into the postseason with a 40-40, which I mean by 40-40 and 50-50. 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases.
Yeah, yeah,
And we got
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and we got 40 and 40. So 40 stolen bases is 40 home runs. So we got both of them got two good players. I think they're going to face each other in the World Series. So I'm gonna say Guardians in 3. We go sweep the Detroit Tigers. Ready for the next round.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and it was the last was in it was 2020. So we was close. It was 4 years ago.
4 years. Yeah.
When the Dodgers, yeah. So yep, 2020. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Guardians. I'm a long time Guardians fan as is. Um, so I might end up being a little bit biased in my opinion. Uh, hey man, it is what it is at this point. At least I'm being honest about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I am gonna be a little bit biased. Only thing I'm gonna say is I do think it's gonna be a tight series, man.
Oh,
Got
okay.
the I got the I got the I got the I got the series going the full 5 games,
Okay.
and I got the Guardians winning, pulling it out. Okay, in the final game, I got the Guardians somehow finding a way to overcome and quote unquote get the monkey off your back, so to speak, because the last time we was in a situation like that where it was, you know, win or go home, so to speak, in the playoffs. We couldn't do it. We couldn't pull it out. So I'm gonna credit it to some of what you were saying, which is the youth. Also, and this is no shade to him. But I think it's having a new voice.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree. I
I, I
agree. I was
love,
gonna say
I
that.
love, I love Tito.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. 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 Yeah. And, yeah. And the main thing, like you said, the managing changing. That's gonna play a big part in the series and everything, because everybody used to the way Terry, like you said, Tito ran it. And by the new manager coming in doing it his style, his way, and letting them play their game, I feel we'll go very far with this one. Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Say that.